My wife exposed our son to his crush without his permission while his whole friend group was hanging out at our house because my son was becoming a bully by keeping quiet, so I told my wife the only bully here was her, and she got defensive. I, 37M, have 3 kids, 14M, 11F, and 8F, with my wife, 37F. Our son, who we'll call Sonny, is in grade 9. My wife has asked him if he has a crush on this girl in grade 10, Tina, 15F, who he's been hanging out with. Sonny said it's not her who he likes, it's a different girl. A 9th grader who we'll call Chris, 14F. My wife asked Sonny if Chris knows. He said no and that's it a secret. My wife asked why. He said his friends will make fun of him. My wife asked why. He said it's because Chris the heaviest girl in their grade, she has terrible skin, and she's a tomboy. One Saturday, Sonny had friends over. It was Sonny plus 5 other boys, with Chris, Tina, and another girl. At one point, my wife just walks into the living and she tells Chris that Sonny has a huge crush on her. It was so uncomfortable after that. Chris got up, and just walked out of the house. The kids barely said everything and they left earlier than expected. Sonny didn't say anything to me nor his mom, but he made sure to slam every door he used. Later that night, in bed, I called my wife a jerk. She said she was trying to prevent our son from becoming a bully. I told her there was a better way, then she asked what if one of our daughters were in Chris's position. Then she asked, if we went to same high school, would I hide my feelings for her? She ended up sleeping in the guest bedroom. Am I the jerk here? Update 1. A sad update. The information is sad, and the fact that I had to hear about this from Tina's mom is sad. To nobody's surprise, Chris was indeed humiliated. Chris, at first, thought it was a cruel prank. Then, when Sonny confirmed it, she questioned why his mom would announce it like that in front of all their friends. Sonny took the honest route, and he told Chris why he didn't want to tell her. Chris's feelings are hurt, and she said she can't like someone who was so embarrassed for people to know he likes her. So our son is even more upset with us. What my wife did showed my son in a bad light to most of his friends. Some of them thought it was a prank. Some of them think something is wrong with my wife mentally. The people whom my son is talking to the most about this situation are Tina and Tina's mom. Update 2. I have some good news and some bad news. My wife has read the original post, the edit, and all my comments. I also showed my wife certain comments. She read a ton of comments on her own. I don't know if she'll read this update post because she says she hates Reddit and will never go back on Reddit for as long as she lives. However, she did agree to individual therapy and couples therapy. Back in middle school and high school, my wife was bullied a lot for her weight and acne. She still struggles with her weight and acne. I think she looks beautiful. What I've seen from her personality recently is another story. Last night, my wife said that our son Sonny had body shamed his crush Chris when he gave the reasons why his friends may make fun of him for liking Chris. To my wife, Sonny merely acknowledging that Chris is heavy and has acne is body shaming. Even though he also calls her pretty. My wife said she told Chris that Sonny likes her in front of everyone, because my wife was afraid that if Sonny keeps his feelings for Chris a secret, that he'll end up with his friend Tina. I've been learning a lot about what is going on in our son's social circle, not from my son, but from Tina's mom. The things my son gave Tina's mom permission to tell me. Tina has been working hard to fix her friend group. Tina has convinced Chris to forgive my son and to go on a date with him. Also, when the friend group wants a house to hang out, they'll do it at Tina's house. None of the kids want to come near my wife. One of the boys who was there that day told his parents and he's not even allowed to go to our house. Tina's mom said her house is always open to my son if he needs a safe place to stay. I made sure to quickly tell my wife that Sonny and Chris will go on a date later in the week. I wasn't sure what would be my wife's reaction, and I wanted to get it over with before our son came home. My wife basically said she told me so. She said Reddit and I was wrong. My wife is claiming victory for getting Sonny and Chris together. My wife claims that our son will thank her later. My wife is living in her own little world. This evening, I finally had a significant conversation with my son Sonny. During the conversation, he wasn't referring to his mom as mom or my mom but your wife. He said when he wants to talk to an adult about stupid teenager stuff, he'll talk to Tina's mom. Sonny said he doesn't want to tell me something then give me the burden of keeping it a secret from my wife. Our son is continuing his radio silence with his mom. When I think of my wife's well-being, I have to look at it in the context of my co-parent instead of my life partner. I need to watch her and make sure I'll protect our kids from her if needed. She was a stable mom but somehow she morphed into a bratty teenager just she heard some teenage drama. I hope my wife gets stable again. But my kids are and will always be number one.